What is up, YouTube? It's your boy ChasmRift here, and today is my first video of the new year. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for the support that you guys showed me with the 100 RNG battle video that I did. It really means a lot to me. The new subscribers, hi, welcome to the channel. And those who actually shared the video, liked it, commented, it all means a lot because YouTube's algorithm requires engagement. And if there's a lot of engagement, which is sharing the video, clicking likes, and you guys commenting, it improves my odds of being in the recommended feed, which means more people can see the stuff. And I genuinely appreciate you guys for that because I don't like to ask for it. But you saw how big that project was. Yeah. So today, with the new year kicking off, we got new stuff going on for VGC. I'll probably be making videos about all that stuff. But in the spirit of everything, we'll be doing a VGC skill tier list, which I'll basically be breaking out the tier list is and what type of skill you need to actually, win and succeed at the different levels of play. And before we get into that question today, now the years have been tough recently for all of us, whether it be from 2016, 2020, 2021, and I get that, but I think it's good to have a positive outlook for the future. So my question today for you guys is, what was your highlight of 2021? And if you didn't have a highlight, what are you looking forward to doing for 2022? For me, my highlight 21 was getting back to school and then also running Evil Steam Gaming, esports org, and then running into the ground. For 2022, I want to facilitate growth for ESG, as well as being the world champion. So yeah, like I said, we're doing a tier list to break over all this information. You guys understand, in case you guys are either competing in the circuit or you're just a fan of it because you're a fan of this channel. So we'll start from top to bottom. At the top is the world champion contenders. And obviously, these are people who I believe that, hey, if you had to bet money, they will be the odds-on favorite to win the world championships. They are the top 0.1% of people who play this game. Like, no one can mess with them. They're up there. Like, there's only like a handful of people. We'll say about 25, 30, maybe even more, maybe even less. I've never been to Worlds yet, so you could dispute that claim. But yeah, there's only a handful of people who actually be in this upper echelon, as in they're the odds-on favorites to win. A tier though, we'll put the unlikely world contenders. These are people who they as well can win the world championships, but the likelihood that they do is significantly less than those who are up here. Now, make no mistake, if you make it to regionals and you top cut, or you make top cut at internats, you definitely got the skills to pay the bills. But I'm thinking about those who are actually champions of those events, or maybe top 4. If you're in that group, then yeah, you're definitely S tier. If you just make the top cut at these events, though, I think you're A tier. Like you can make the world championships, you can make a strong push, but you got a little bit more work to do before you're quote-unquote an odds-on favorite. But it doesn't mean you can't do what you gotta do. Also A tier, I don't have no like image to represent it, but we'll put people who actually have the records to top cut these events, but they didn't make it. So many of you probably came from other esports, whether it be fighting games, first-person shooters, or whatever the case may be. And those tournaments typically are ran in a double elimination format. You guys know what that is. VGC is a little bit different. For Pokemon, they have us actually play in what is called Swiss rounds. So depending on the number of people who compete, we'll play that many number of rounds of tournament play, and we'll play people of our similar records to determine who makes the top cut. And the top cut is a single elimination tournament. So hypothetically, let's say we'll actually use the example of Collinsville regionals. You gotta play 9 rounds of Swift when we played at Collinsville, and 7-2 was the record cutoff to make it or to have a chance. You had to have a 7-2 record or better to make the top cut. And the way they judge it is they look at your record, and then they look at your opponent's record, and then they look at your opponent's record, or what we like to call resistance. To make it simple, we'll say me. Let's say I played at the tournament and I played against Golden Gorgle. And Golden Gorgle also played against our homie Nightmare JP. So not only do they look at my record, they look at the record of Golden, and then they look at Nightmare's record to determine exactly how high quality the opponents I played against. They want to see, did I go through war every round, and did I truly earn my wins, or did I kind of have a cakewalk, as in the people I beat in the first 3 rounds, they ended up not winning no more than 3 games. That's how they'll look at it. And when I was at Collinsville, I actually met a bunch of people who had the 7-2 record to potentially make the top cut. But they messed up because the resistance wasn't there. They took 25th place. They took 30th place. There was over 300 people who competed at this event, but they barely missed top 16 because of a parameter that's not perfect. So I want to show some love and say, like, yeah, you gotta be you're an A-tier player if you can, run the gauntlet. B tier, I'll put the Pokemon Mid-Season Showdown and the Premier Challenges. So if you heard me talk about this in the past, these are the smaller tier tournaments. They pop up more frequently than regionals and internets and worlds, obviously. And these are the smaller tier tournaments that people use to, farm points to make it to worlds. Because they offer less points, the competition caliber isn't as high. Top players would obviously just go to the regionals and the internets to qualify that way. Everybody else is not necessarily. It'll just be the people right below that. And for that reason, I put that at B tier. Now, these two tournaments in essence are pretty much the same. It's just that with the Premier Challenge so the Premier Challenge, the yellow one, offers less points than the mid-season. Because of that, the mid-season typically has more people compete at it, so that's why it's higher technically on this list. C, we'll put people who are above average. I believe that, hey, if you go to compete, let's say you play a 7-round Swiss tournament, you win, 3 or 4 games out of the 7, and you didn't make top cut, well, that's okay. I think you're still here, C average. Like, hey, you go in and you're not a pushover. Nobody sees you coming in and thinking, oh, free win. No, they think like, oh, this is someone I gotta respect when I play. And if that's the case, I think you are, a C range player. And then D tier, you gotta hit the lab. These are people who they only win like 1 or 2 games, or maybe even less. And that's okay. You gotta start somewhere when you compete. You can't really play online or just play the game by yourself and truly know what you're gauged at. So you gotta start somewhere. It's just that you're probably not gonna make it to anybody's world championships at the moment. And like I said, it's okay. Now, in my honest opinion, I believe, like I said in the tier list, that you gotta be A tier or S tier to obviously have a chance of winning the world championships. The reason for that is because B tier players, there are some areas that have underdeveloped scenes. Like there's one player who's pretty good, and everyone else that they're seeing is not so good, like they're bad. And because of that, they're taking advantage and just farming points and making worlds. Yeah, you made worlds, but you ain't exactly got the skills of somebody who, winning at regional levels and, the top 0.1% of players. So we gotta put some respect, and we gotta, tell it how it is. Now for me, honestly, I think I am a B tier player. I top cutted a Premier Challenge before when I was in Collinsville, and I missed out on top cuts at other events because I either had the record but I didn't have the resistance in my favor, or I barely missed top cut because I was 1 round away from, I just needed to win that final round and I just didn't. And I won't say I'm A tier until I prove it. I gotta top cut a regional or an internet, and then I'll say I'm an A tier player. But yeah, that's it from me guys. I want to thank y'all for watching this video. Hopefully this was insightful. If you guys kind of gauge what skill is whenever you see somebody talk about competing at these events and whatnot. And yeah, if you actually do compete in the VGC circuit, feel free to debate me about this. But everybody else, yeah, answer the question down below, like, share this video, and all that jazz. And I don't know if I mentioned it already because it's my 3rd take. I will be streaming at twitch.tv/ChasmRift 3:30 p.m. Depends on how long it takes my COVID testing because I am required to get one. But yeah, 3:30 CST. Hopefully I'll be streaming. Come and say hi. Twitch.tv/ChasmRift. Stepping up my name because this video is getting long. And bye.